Good morning, students. Today we'll discuss about demand paging. The definition of the demand paging is load the page at the execution time whenever it is required. See that the program's size is more than the main memory. The programmer writes nowadays a huge programs. The size is more than the physical memory right now we having. So entire program no need to be executed in the main memory. As per the requirement of the program, whenever it is required, that particular page on demand it is loaded onto the memory is called demand paging. For that, we will maintain a page table. Page table will tell us which pages are loaded in main memory, which pages are not loaded into the main memory. This can be distinguished by a small bit called valid and invalid bit. Valid bit means that particular page is available in the main memory. Invalid bit I means that particular page is not available in the main memory. If it is a process suddenly wants a particular page that is not available in the main memory, then it's called page fault. The required page is not available in the main memory, then that particular page has to brought back to the main memory from secondary memory and update the table and execute that process from the beginning. This is the sequences in the demand paging. Now let us do with small example, my dear friends. Look at this. This is a logical memory of a process. This process has 7 pages, 0 to 7 pages. And each page, I've written A to H alphabets. This is the physical memory, 0 to 15, 16 frames are there. Here, this is page table. Page table is, this is page number, this is a page number, this is frame number, this is mod, this is a valid invalid bit. V for valid, valid means that particular frame available in main memory. See this 4, page 4 available in main memory. 6, page 2 available in 6 and page 5 available in 9. Please see that page number 0 available in main memory at frame location 4. Okay, it's available. Page number 2 available in frame number 6. This is available. Next, if you see page number 5 located in frame number 9. Only these 3 pages are available, that's why we kept valid. Remaining all pages are kept invalid, means not available in the main memory. If you see here, page number 1 not available in the main memory. That is why we didn't write anything, it's blank. Page number 3 not available in main memory, that's invalid. Page number 4, page number 6, page number 7. Out of all these pages, right now, to execute this process by the CPU, it required only how many pages? 4, 6, 9. Only 3 pages. Total how many pages are there? 7 pages. Out of 7 pages, right now, 3 pages are needed to be loaded into the main memory. So what is the advantage is remaining frames can be loaded with some other process. That is why it increases the multi-level processing. Okay, understood? Now my dear friends, if a process suddenly wants page number, for example, page number 1 wanted Page number 1 is not there. Page number 1 is not there in the physical memory. That is called page fault. Whenever a process wants to execute a particular page and that page is not found in the main memory, that is called page fault. If page fault comes, that process stops execution. Until and unless it won't get that particular page, it cannot proceed further. So it will be halted. So the job is we have to bring that a particular frame which a process required from the secondary memory and should load to the main memory. As soon as loaded into the main memory, we should update this. Suppose we want process page number 1. Page number 1 we want process needs. A process needs, right now process needs P0, a process needs page 1. Page 1 is not loaded. Page 1 is not loaded. But how to be loaded? First we have to check that this is I means invalid, it's not loaded. We need to load from the secondary memory to the main memory. We'll check which frame is free. Now I'll see that this frame is free. Suppose this 11 is free. So that page number 1, page 1 I want. So B is loaded in page number, frame number 12. So 1 is here, we need to update 12. So page number 1 is loaded in frame number 12 and we have to update this table. Now with this table tells this frame number 12 is available for execution for the particular process. Okay, my dear friends. Now we'll see the step-by-step procedure how a page fault has to be solved. Now the first one is check internal table. Check internal table. What is this internal table? Every process has its own process control block. For this process to determine whether the reference was a valid or an invalid memory access. Okay, what does it mean? Check internal table. Suppose we have seen that 0 to 7 here, previously in the diagram we have seen 0 to 7 pages. 0 to 7. Suppose process want to access page number 8. Page number 8 is not its domain. Its domain is 0 to 7. Whenever address is generated, it has to be checked with the process control table, internal table. Process control, every process has its own table, its range. So whenever beyond that range it is asking, then immediately you can terminate. Okay. If it is there, means suppose number 5, page number 5 is not available in the main memory. Then we need to bring that page number 5 to the main memory. Okay. Here we are checking whether the particular page in the process domain or not, process range or not. If process range, suppose process wants page 8, pages 8 is not its range is only 0 to 7, then you can discard it. But if it is in 0 to 7 and if it is invalid, then we have to bring that particular page into the main memory. This is the first point, my dear friends. Check internal table. Second, if reference is invalid, terminate the process. the reference is invalid, terminate. Suppose process is asking page number 10, it is not its range, then we need to terminate. If it is not valid, if it is a valid, 0.3 here, if it is valid and in the range, load page into memory. This is the 0.2. Next, 0.3, find a free frame. After finding a particular page, we need to find in the physical memory the free frame. Physical memory, this is secondary memory. Suppose a particular frame is there, we need to load into physical memory. We have to see, suppose this is a free. This frame table has a small table. This physical memory has a small table. It's called frame table. Which frame is free? Which frame is occupied? Okay. If it is free, this is all occupied. If it is free, then we have to load this particular page into particular free frame in the memory. Third point is load. Load in free frame. Okay. After loading into the free frame, we need to, my dear friends, update the table, page table, update the page table. After loading into the frame, what we have to do? Page table. So we have seen that frame number 12 is now valid. In the previous example, we have seen now. Okay. Update the page table. Next, fifth one. Restore the instruction. Execute the instruction from the beginning. Execute the instruction once again. Why once again instruction to be executed? In the middle, since a process to be completed the execution, suppose P0 is a process, it needs 1, 2, 3, 4 pages to complete its execution. But in the main memory, only 1, 2, 4 are available. This process needs page number 3. Then it simply halts. It will put all its temporary variables in the stacks, registers, and page fault occurs. Operating system executes trap operation, and this page number 3 has to be brought to the main memory. Then only P0 can execute. P0 executes along with 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. It cannot execute without having a single page. Okay. So like that, my dear friends, because of that page fault occurred, P0 has to re-execute the instruction. This is the following. We need to follow these steps in demand paging. Check the internal table of the process control block. Difference is invalid, then terminate. If the particular process is beyond on the process range, valid and in the range, load the page into memory. Okay. Third one, load in free frame. Update the page table. Fifth one, execute the instruction once again. Now let us see this. Convert these 4 steps into a diagram. Demand page or page fault. How we are going to handle, we will represent into a small diagram. Can you see? Load this has to be loaded. It means it is not there means first this is a table, page table, invalid. We want to load this page. That page we are checking in the page table. Page table says it is invalid. I means invalid. So this page we have to load into the main memory. Let us see that. When I triggers to my difference operating system, this is a trap. This is a reference. This is a trap operating system. I means invalid. Two types of references. Suppose a particular process referencing beyond its range, then terminate it. It references a particular page which is used by that process, then we have to send this to the trap operating system, will generate a trap signal. Means it has to bring that particular page into the main memory. Now, this operating system will go to the secondary memory. In the secondary memory, this page is there, and we'll see that which frame in the main memory is free. Suppose this is the main memory. Main memory. If this location is free, then this will be loaded. This is free frame. Then this is brought here. After this frame is available in the main memory, immediately we need to update the page table. So page table should be updated. So here I will become what? Valid. Means that particular page is available. Now, after that, we need to execute again. We need to execute, okay? Previously it is I. After loading here, it should become valid because this page is available in the main memory, so that we are showing in the page table, my dear friends. This instruction has to be executed from the beginning onwards. Let us see a small example. In the worst case, what happens? A crucial requirement for demand paging is restart any instruction after a page fault. I told you that process cannot complete its execution if it wants a particular page. The page is not available in the main memory, it can't complete its execution. So it is stopped in the execution in the middle, so that after resuming that we have to begin from where it's left over. In some cases like memory access, whereas when an instruction is executed from the beginning onwards, when page fault occurs, from the beginning onwards that particular instruction has to be executed. We'll see that example. The worst case example, 3 address instruction. A 3 address instruction, fetch and decode. First instruction, fetch and decode the instruction. Add. Number 2, fetch operand A. Number 3, fetch operand B. Number 4, store the sum in C. Okay, what we are doing is C is equals to A plus B. Fetch and decode instruction add. or simply add A comma B, store C comma A. This is the instruction. We need to add A and B, the result has to be stored in C. Okay. Suppose fetch and decode. This instruction is fetched and decoded. This is operand A fetched from the memory, operand B fetched from the memory, and by storing in C, this page fault occurred means this page is not available for the particular process. This page is there, this page is there, this page, 3 pages are there, the 4th page is not there. So execution halts, my dear friends. After this page brought to the main memory, again execution starts again from the beginning. 1, fetch and decode, fetch operand A, fetch operand B, and store the sum in C. Okay, my dear friends, this is called demand paging. Whenever a page is required at the time of execution, that page particularly loaded on demand. Okay, thank you for watching.